To our listeners, yet again, welcome to AGORA Connect. Revenge, beauty, both concepts have been widely integrated into the cinematic world, and we've also talked about them in our last two episodes. So if you have not watched them yet, well, what are you waiting for? You could find them on a YouTube channel and Spotify at AGORA Connect and AGORA International Ministry. Or better yet, continue to listen in as we discuss and uncover brand new insights on another concept here in AGORA Connect. Poise, stride, style, skill, and flair. These are some of the things that make you go, wow. Or say, that was amazing. Or cool. Or supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. For sure, there are a lot of things in movies that impress us. And even though we know that many of those things are impossible or unrealistic, they seem to never cease to amaze and captivate us. And oftentimes, we even find ourselves imitating what we see in films and shows. Well, we can't help it, right? It's cool. They're cool. In this episode, let's stop, look, and listen as we pause to think and examine what it really means to be cool. After all, we need to know what it means to be cool and if we really need to be cool. Why is it that almost everyone wants to be cool? When all is said and done, nobody wants to look uncool, feel uncool, or simply be uncool. It seems to be that we need to just be cool. So, are you ready to be the coolest person that you need yourself to be? Keep calm and stay tuned to AGORA Connect. What's up, you guys? Good morning once again, and welcome to AGORA Connect. Man, I'm just so pumped up today. There's a lot of people in the studio, more people, more exciting. So, hello guys.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm excited, super stoked to be with you guys. So how about we just get a quick introduction of ourselves? Just a name. Tell me, what's your favorite fruit? Maybe shall we say that? So my name is G. My favorite fruit is durian.
I like durian as well. My name is Pat.
What's your favorite fruit?
Durian as well.
Durian too?
Yeah.
Good.
My name is Lyra and I don't have a favorite fruit because I love all fruits, I think.
Wow.
Except durian.
Except durian. Wow.
That's surprising.
Okay, my name is Harvey and I like strawberries.
Oh.
Hi, my name is CJ and I love orange.
Nice, nice. Okay, so guys, we're gonna dive into our third episode, which is going to focus on being cool, right?
That's
So
cool.
from revenge, right? From revenge, going now to beauty, and then right now we will talk about what it really means being cool. So let me start, you guys by asking this question, right? Still movies. Who's the coolest guy, girl that you know, and what made him or her cool? Let's start with you, Arvi.
Okay, I think the coolest guy or person that I found in movies is none other than Ryan Reynolds. He's a very comedic actor and he has perfect comedic timing.
Nice, nice. How about you, CJ?
For me, it's Angelina Jolie. That's really suits her because she's so versatile. Have you seen Maleficent and the Tomb Raider?
Yeah.
Right.
I watch
I
She's
love.
very nice.
I love
Love
those movies
Maleficent.
actually. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, she's versatile, I believe, and she's really a good actor. You put her like in those elite spots, right?
Yeah.
Not just the mediocre actors, but she's really good. Yeah. How about you, Pat?
I like Jennifer Lawrence from the movie Hunger Games. And one actress from still international, Cameron Diaz as well.
Yeah.
From the movie Charlie's Angels, right?
Yeah,
Is it
Charlie's Angels.
What made them cool though?
Their actions, of course.
Yeah.
They love to, dive in the water and all those
They're-
things.
they're-
Little stunts.
So cool. Everything is just so cool with them.
Amazing. How about you, Lar?
Well, I think there's something in common with who he likes and who she likes. Because I like Mila Jovovich, the one in Resident Evil, because I think she's pretty cool doing the actions, fighting all the zombies, and yeah, I think she's cool.
Talking about fighting, actually, I have someone as well whom I think is really cool, but I'm more on being, I would say, patriotic, because I'm gonna
Stay local.
I'm gonna say local. I'm gonna say
You're
local.
in the
And I'm gonna say actually Coco Martin.
Yeah.
Because he's fighting a lot of guys, but man.
The true
It's
provinciano.
not dying.
Now we're in season 2.
Yeah, but it lasted for another 7 years.
Right. So there's gonna be another 1,000 episode. But
So cool.
it's so cool, right?
Yeah.
Hey, look. So the thing is, society nowadays is redefining as well. You know, of how it really means to be cool.
Yeah.
We've got to go back to the basics and understand what do we really mean when we say cool, right? So before we go to that part though, like, how did cool become such a big deal? Like just becoming cool. How did it become a big deal?
Well, I believe in the ancient times they didn't have the definition of cool. I mean, I personally believe that, because if you're going to look at their fashion, then I think that they don't have the exact definition, like how the society nowadays define being cool, right? So I would say probably the definition, or the image of being cool sprung up from all the things that we are feeding our minds with, like movies,
Right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
pocketbooks. I've been a victim of that as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just to say also, being cool is a matter kind of influence also.
Yeah.
When you like to be acknowledged, and when you like to feel to be belong with, then sometimes you need to cope up and you need to go the same standards
Yeah.
with the people, especially in our society.
Adding to that, I think being cool actually came from us as kids. From the topic of being belong to a certain group, we had to put ourselves into what they think was enough for them to be a part of us, or
Yes,
or what they think is enough for us to be a part of them.
And
Right.
people, I believe, people will look up to you if you're
You're
cool.
cool.
enough.
Yeah.
Right.
People will see you like, oh,
Yeah.
awesome, he's cool. I like
Right. So sometimes you try to take someone else's validation,
Mm-hmm.
that feeling of belongingness as
Yes,
well,
exactly.
right, from other people, right? And I think what I'm hearing from you, Lara, as well is, you cool when you dress good.
Yeah.
Is that right? You cool as well when when you have a lot of friends, or also you cool when a lot of people know you, or you're famous.
That's
Right?
right.
So, would you agree that is looking cool at this time and in our generation right now, is the definition of being cool at this generation is still cool?
I think being cool right now not only talks about us dressing the
Yeah.
part, dressing as being cool, but also of us, what the things we do.
Yeah,
The
like
actions that we take.
that
Yes.
Because if you're cool, you also do cool things.
Yeah.
Not just playing the part in the attire,
Yeah.
but also in the
It's
action
like
and
you're
words.
brave enough, you're courageous
Yeah.
enough. It is like
Gotcha. So, hey, look, when you said actions, like what type of actions do generation right now define as being cool? If you could just be more specific, you can elaborate, guys.
Well, for example, in my case, I mean, I didn't try these things, but I attempted trying these things because of what I have read from packet books. For example, drinking.
Yeah.
Because that's what I read from those books. I mean, it's normal. It's typical for adults to drink.
Right.
When you drink wine, when you have the red
shouldn't
wine.
be the normal thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that shouldn't be normal, but that's, I mean, the typical way of thinking. You're cool. We
Yeah.
should go partying. We should go clubbing and this and that. So I think that's being cool nowadays is no longer cool,
Gotcha.
right? I mean, it's cool like how the society defines it, but in fact, it harms us.
Yes, and most of the time we do being cool because we need to go with the trend.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's the sad thing nowadays, because you need you feel you feel
The sense
being
of-
rejected.
Yeah.
Yes, you feel being rejected, and sometimes you fake yourself just to be
Because
cool.
you want that sense of belonging.
Yes.
Right. So you're saying being cool nowadays is like not only how you dress, not only on those materialistic things, because sometimes when you get a lot of things, you're cool as well. You got like iPhone,
Yeah.
Platinum fully paid. Right?
Exactly.
So
Indeed.
you get those things. You got Inmax, you got cars, right? You cool.
Ninja.
Yeah.
And apart from that, though, it's not just about what you possess,
Yeah.
but also what you do. So what you're saying, what I'm hearing from you guys is you're cool if you're like going out of the system.
Yeah.
You're brave enough
Exactly.
to try this like shouldn't be tried things such as vices like
Yeah.
drinking,
Yeah.
smoking.
Even when we were younger, if we go back a little bit, I think some of us here also did some things that weren't with the system but against it. Like we would go
like
out
violating the
violating the
rules.
rules.
Uh-huh.
That seemed to be cool, and
Right.
people would, some of our classmates would praise us for it, but not our teachers.
Right.
It's kind of like what we do in the eyes of people is something that is firm, that is strong. That is what is
definitely.
cool.
Yeah.
I got 100%. And it's like the good thing of what while we're kids, sometimes you get away with it.
Yeah.
Right? You don't get like any negative results.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I think what's really triggering this guys is peer pressure.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
again,
What
going
have you
back,
experienced?
just going back to going back in the very basic, like you wanna be a part of a group, that
Yeah.
feeling of belongingness. But let's go answer the question, guys. Like, have you ever felt like you being, you had the experience of peer pressure
Mm.
that made you do things that you shouldn't do, but you've gotta be a part of the trend, you gotta look cool, so you gotta do it.
I remember one time when I was in 6th grade, we were on the
Still
verge of
young.
on the verge of graduating then, and there was nothing to do at school, and there was a certain wall that could be crossed, that you can get out of school and go
You
out.
sneak out.
Yeah, we
of
wanted to
school.
sneak out because
Oh.
it was at the back of our classroom, so we went out. But my classmates were the only ones who got out. I stayed
You were
in.
caught?
Uh,
You were left
yeah,
inside
they
the
were
school.
caught by the other guard of a school that was next to us. They were brought back in, and I sat there. Oh, good thing I didn't go there.
So and any other experiences, guys, of you just doing some things. Oh, actually, let me tell you this. Let me share one experience that I have. Honestly, my life is an open book. I'm not really confident to share, not even comfortable, but maybe there are like some viewers, listeners that could get lesson from it. You know, I was brought up into an Adventist family.
Yeah.
So we're like childhood church mates before with Lyra, and then we went there. We moved to Cebu because of financial issues. So I stayed there for like 7 years. So
In
first,
That's so.
yes, like
That's
first
long.
2-3 years I was together with my family, and so after that they decided to go back to Negros, but I was left there because I'm a scholar.
Mm.
So I don't pay anything while I was still in college. So yeah, it's really great. However, guys, at this time, man, you just wanna be part of a group, and you just find it anywhere, right? And me being alone, isolated from everybody, I just want to fit in. So
And what do you do?
I found a couple of people that I think I could fit with them in. I decided to join a gang. All right,
Oh.
a group of people who
The
just
gang is not the same with the fraternity.
no, it's not.
What's different?
Is it like the Alpha Coca?
Not really. It's just like it's a group of people just wanting to be violent.
Oh.
So you do violent
Like the
things.
Fight Club? Is
Yeah,
something like that?
at one time, because there were like one time that people love to use caps like those
The baller caps.
baller
Yeah.
caps, and different types of caps. So what we would do is we'll get I'll go together with my friends, and then they'll get a gun,
Oh.
and then what they would do with the gun is they'll acquainted with somebody just to get the caps. That's how
The
So
baller
bad.
guy?
that's how crazy that it was way back. So and then it doesn't stop. It doesn't end there. I went. I tried. I'd say not all, but mostly. I drank. I smoked, and I used drugs actually. I used drugs. Yeah. It was crazy because it started just by drinking.
Yeah.
And then imagine when you're drunk, you can't sleep. You go to bed. World is like
Spinning.
going around. It's like
Yeah.
you go back to your science class and the world is
Really?
rotating. The earth is rotating on me. So what you would do, guys, is this. You want to use that because it keeps you okay. But hey, I just don't want to try that because this is my first time. But people, they're telling me, hey, you've got to use this so that you could be part of our cool team.
Oh.
We're cool guys.
The
And
cool ones.
I was like, my mind is clouded of what is the real definition of
Cool.
So I ended up using it for a couple of years.
Really?
Couple of years, right? And you know what's crazy is that we would do, there's the saying that goes like TGIF.
Yeah, thank God
Thanks.
it's Friday.
And what you do, you party.
You get
Friday
wasted,
night.
actually.
You get wasted. You spend a lot of drinks. You see people dancing inside a club, and I thought, man, it's cool. It's cool because you see a lot of people, a lot of
like
pretty
doing the
girls
same
there
things.
doing the same stuff, right? And then you ended up going at home, so you're drunk, so you gotta use that so that
Yeah.
you'll be okay again. And what's crazy is 2 a.m.
Mm.
2 a.m. right?
Yeah.
Because you can't sleep if you use that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 a.m. What we would do, we don't argue with everybody. What we do is we go laundry.
Really?
Very industrious, huh?
There's like 10
So
people
that's
on
the
the
effect.
laundry area. 10 people on the laundry area just washing clothes at 2 a.m. just
2 a.m.
laughing
laundry.
and then
People find it weird.
well, yeah, I mean the landlady told us, hey,
What are you doing?
I don't know if this would be,
Why
and
are
the
you doing laundry at 2
landlady
a.m.?
asked me like, is this I don't think this is ideal time to wash clothes because number one, the sun is not there and your clothes wouldn't dry up. But we were like, man, this is the perfect time we wash. And you know what's crazy? Because we keep on doing that because we thought it's just being cool,
Yeah.
cool, and everything is cool. You see people, and you know what? After that, after everything, after all those things that I intake, after everything is gone, washed out from my system, just goes back, and you feel the sense of guilt, sense of regret,
I think there's also a sense of emptiness.
emptiness, because
Your dream.
I thought that was really the cool thing, but it's for temporary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Temporary
definitely.
happiness.
But that's how you
Pleasure.
defined before being
Right,
cool.
right. So let me ask you this then, because as for me, honestly, I don't think that's the real definition of being cool, right?
Yeah.
But let me hear your thoughts on that as well. What is your real definition of coolness in your real? Let's take your perspectives, guys. Okay. So how about you, Pat? Like, what's the real definition of being cool in your life?
My real definition of being cool is that you're able to face things bravely and courageously. That you're not afraid of facing the consequences or the mistake that you had, and the things that you had committed. Because I believe that being cool in real life is just like you're being brave. You're being yourself, and you're receiving all those things that you have done from the past, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
if, for example, you're being reprimanded, and it's okay to face. And for me, that is being cool.
Right.
It's
You know,
being strong.
just I think what you're saying is just just pondering from the things that you've done before, you're contemplating things and take these lessons, take this as lessons, not
Yeah,
not
because I wasn't able to experience like the thing that you have experienced of being cool. Like, so those things were just normal
Yeah.
for me. And yeah, I grew up in a church as well. And like, I wasn't able to experience like drinking, smoking, or whatever. So I'm just being cool by being myself, being able to face all of those.
Yeah, just being resilient.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there are things that in the past that that shouldn't define us who we are right now. But these are like lessons that we could take from, and ponder from, and make us being better person.
Yeah.
Right. So how about you, CJ? What's your real definition of being cool?
Yeah, for me, I believe so that being cool is being you doing good things. Yeah, because sometimes being cool cannot be defined by what we wear or who we go with. But sometimes caring for others, being kind, being generous, and being loving is being cool.
So to that point, I think I would say being cool, we can define it as a personality, probably
Yes,
an
you
attitude.
are right.
Because a while ago we were talking about actions,
Right,
the thing that
right.
we do.
So I think also mindset. It's more of not on. It's more of like how we get composed on. Things that coming at us. I mean, imagine. If I could go back in time, right? I think if I could be like my 17-year-old self that time when I was like being
Yeah,
influenced
Yeah.
by a lot
very
of things.
young,
I
very
think
naive
I could have become cool at that time if I was able to control things that are
Yes.
going
Right.
in
Yes,
my
you're
mind,
right.
in my body, in my actions. You have like that composure that you could decide things critically. You could decide things. You decide things correctly and appropriately, and you're not just being forced by
Yeah.
situation.
Yes.
It's like you're not getting swallowed by what is
Exactly.
Yeah.
happening behind
Right.
you.
You just need to embrace the uniqueness you have, not by going with the trend, not by going with others to make you cool.
Well, I think to your points, guys, I think it brings to my memory someone in the Bible, Joseph. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, it's a trend during his days to have multiple wives.
Yeah.
Right? And he was actually tempted by Potiphar's wife, but he was very, we can say probably resilient, and he
He's
was
firm.
very, yes,
He
very
got
firm.
he got principles. He
He
got
was calm
principles.
and collected.
Yeah,
Right.
but I consider him very cool.
Right.
He was not with the trend, but he was very cool.
He
as
could have done
unique.
that. If he could
Yeah.
have done that, right?
Right.
But he stayed with his principles, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes, guys, the thing is, you try to impress everybody,
Yeah.
like,
Correct.
and on public
I
and
felt that.
in mortal eyes, like a lot of people looking at, man, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
cool because the way you move, the way you act, the way you do things, you're cool. The way you dress, the way you, and then tough times come.
Yeah.
You're not collected. You can't think correctly. You can't decide on
stumble.
things. Exactly the point. Joseph could have done the same thing
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
right? But he stood firm on his principles, and I guess it's always in the mindset. Just
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
cool is it boils down on your mindset, and it's not actually easy because you gotta be disciplined,
Yeah.
Yes.
and it takes practice.
Yeah.
It takes time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It takes time.
To realize this.
Right, and the thing is, it takes time, and if you do it repetitively, like just being disciplined, being cool in your own definition, it becomes who you are.
Yeah.
And with that, you're doing cool things not because you're being forced, but because it's who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a very good example of that definition is Jesus as the perfect
I agree.
Yes.
the epitome of coolness. Why? Because you look at this world, when he came here, it was full of sin.
Yeah.
It was
It's a
full of
sin-sick
temptation.
world.
Yeah. And while he was living in here, he was living out the way God wanted him to live.
Exactly.
Not by
Yes.
the world standards. He
Yeah.
was
Gotcha.
cool because he was connected with God.
Right.
Not because of
Right.
what society wanted him to do, but rather what God wanted him to do.
He's super composed.
Yeah.
Right, I love it. 100%. Hey, how about you, Lara? Let me ask you this question, and we're wrapping this up. I'm just curious. With you guys, would you consider yourselves being cool? Let me start with you, Lara. I'm just curious.
Oh no.
Well, I would really say I'm not cool. I mean, I used to be boyish because I perceived girls who are boyish to be cool. Like, I mean, I wear my brother's clothes all the time. If not all the time, most of the time, I would go to the conference with all those baggy clothes, my brother's shoes, my brother's
polo shirt.
pants,
Yeah.
polo shirts. They're very loose, and I
Basically,
thought,
we're a rapper.
Like agreed.
Yeah.
yeah, I was very boyish at it because I thought that's being cool.
Yeah.
But I realized that if we are trying to imitate God, I mean, if we're trying to reflect the image of God, then that's definitely my fashion before was not being cool at all. It might sound cool, it might appear cool to others, but I don't think that was
the
being
real
cool at
thing.
all.
Yeah.
It's not the real thing. So I definitely now that somehow I have changed. I'm no longer wearing my brother's clothes. However, I would still not consider myself as cool as how the world
Yeah.
perceives it,
Yeah.
how the world defines it. But in a deeper sense, well, I probably we could consider ourselves cool
Yes.
in a sense that we are being peculiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it always boils down on how you define cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Gotcha. Same question goes to you, Pat.
Yeah.
Are you cool?
Honestly, I cannot say that I am cool because I am so like I easily cry. Like
Okay.
and I
Yeah.
cry a lot.
Cry
I'm so
baby.
vulnerable about things. But I believe when problems arises, I am cool
Yeah.
because I have God in
Amen.
my heart.
Right.
Yeah.
That whenever problems and adversity arises, I have to
Yeah.
compose myself and to realize that there is bigger being, there's higher being that who would represent me and not of my own courage, not of my own strength, but it is God who made me cool.
Yes.
He's always in control.
Yeah.
He's always gonna be there for you, and I love that. Sometimes it's easy to do right when things are right,
Yeah.
but when things get tough,
Yeah,
when
that's
things
Gets
that's
messy.
where your true
Yeah.
color shines
Yeah.
through.
Shine through.
How about you, CJ? Are you cool?
Yeah, for me, I believe that I'm cool. I'm cool for being myself.
Yeah.
And when you consider yourself cool before the world, that's the time you will experience God.
Yes.
Because all you need to do is to be humble. You need to be humble before the world, just like Jesus did.
Yeah.
Right. How about you, Harvey?
I think in the sense that we're talking about coolness, I myself would say that I'm not up to the standard of what we right now have talked
The
about as
world
cool.
Yes.
But yeah, when we attribute ourselves to God, it's actually His coolness that we're taking in and talking about.
Yes.
And that's such
Definitely
a wonderful
right.
thing because I don't have to be cool out of my own means, but out of God's own means, I can be cool, partaking Him because He is the coolest and not
Yes.
Yeah,
myself.
that's an amazing thing.
Amazing.
Yes.
Love it.
And God is not looking for our best to be something.
Yes.
But He's interested with our weakness.
Yes.
I could remember like what kind of verse because you're trying to say what you're representing is His coolness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not
Yes.
so it's like imputed coolness,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But
Coming from
you
the
know what?
province.
You know what? As for me, I could say that I'm cool, honestly, because going back to what I was before, I'm trying to get validation from other people, and I realize right now that there's nothing to prove to everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really nothing.
You just need to be.
Right, there's nothing to prove. Just if there is, then it should be God.
Yes.
Yes.
Right?
Definitely.
And it should be you. And what I meant by that is you've gotta improve yourself,
Yes.
and it's a never ever ending improvement. You
Yes.
gotta learn, and man, when I can remember before, like I try to scroll. I spent a lot of time scrolling in Facebook.
Yeah.
Right, takes time. It springs comparison, right? But right now, I just develop myself, to be immersed just by loving reading books.
Amen.
It's
Yeah.
nice, right? You make yourself and your time productive. Hey, look, we're wrapping this up, and I so love you guys. This is a very very interesting topic. I wish we have more time,
Yeah.
but time is of the essence. So let me hear your takeaways before we end. Let's start with you, CJ.
Um, Yes, for so being cool is being with God.
Yes.
Without Him, there's no other thing cooler than you because He's the one who provides you to be cool.
Yes.
Right. Gotcha. How about you, Harvey?
I think with the same sentiment as CJ, like how God imbued Samson with strength,
Yeah.
with Solomon with his wisdom, all of those things are from God. But it is up to us whether we want Him to be seen or ourselves to be seen.
Yes,
The cool
definitely.
thing about this is that if we allow God to be seen in us, it is the best thing and the coolest thing that we could do.
Right. And how about you, Blair?
Well, I want to go back to the definition of the society as how we as people perceive coolness. I think because yeah, as what you have mentioned a while ago, being cool means sometimes smoking, sometimes wearing this branded clothes or something, doing this, having iPhone 10 or something like that. But I think in that definition, it's okay not to be cool by that kind of definition.
Yeah.
Because as what the Bible says, God looks at the outside. Man looks at the outside appearance, but God looks at the heart. As long as our hearts are inclined to God,
Yeah.
I think you'll do just fine without being cool
Yeah.
in the world's eyes.
Right. Man, that was great. How about you, Pat?
Looking back to what my favorite movie is, like from Charlie's Angels, I was thinking of being cool, like somebody who can punch anyone in the set, somebody who can, you can kick somebody, but being cool is copying the character of Jesus.
Yes,
Being,
amen.
like being
Right.
humble, being kind, because being kind is being cool.
Exactly, right? You're always there to support someone.
Yeah.
And I think that makes you cool. You don't have to validate those kind of
You don't need
actions
those.
because
Yeah.
it just brings you,
Yeah. And being cool sometimes is serving your purpose.
Yes.
Yes, I love it.
Gotcha. Hey, let me end this guy. I was actually looking at my phone because I need to share a verse. Holy Spirit is impressing me to share this verse with you guys, and this is at 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 10. 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 10. It says, "That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses,
Amen.
Amen.
in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, and in difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong."
Yes.
Oh.
That's
You
good.
know what?
That's good.
Wonderful.
That's good.
Jesus was here in this sinful world. Jesus stayed with sinners, but you know what? He didn't sin, and he overcome the world.
Yes.
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 So I guess, guys, what we could take as a lesson from today is, the moment that you realize that we're weak, then that's the only time that we would need of a savior.
Yeah.
It's his coolness,
Yes.
not our coolness.
Yes.
Amen.
So, guys, thank you so much. That was really interesting. And hey, I want to take this opportunity again to never ever, and say thank you to our Agora staff. There's a lot of people here in the studio you just don't know. You just see 5 of us, but at the back end you see people just listening, just being patient, helping us guys to make this possible. And I just love everybody because at the end of the day we're not trying to please everybody, but we're trying to do the work of what God has designed and called us to be.
Yeah.
So I want to take this opportunity as well to let you know that we have a YouTube channel. We also have Spotify, you see us there, and also a Facebook channel. Please follow us, subscribe, and just take time to watch it. We would definitely appreciate you guys if you could watch our podcast too. And don't forget to share with people that you think that would resonate with them, and topics they wanna talk about and discuss. We would be so open to talk about here. Have a table and just talk through things. And also, if there's something that you want to share as well, that that defines, maybe you thought that was the real definition of being cool,
Yeah.
but it wasn't. let us know. Give us your stories as well, inspiring stories in the comment section, because we would love to hear and witness how you become a better person.
Yeah.
So guys, that's all for today. Let's wrap this up. Thank you guys, and once again, this is
Agora Connect.